The opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and Future Bachelor only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity. This fun podcast may include some adult language. Let the tea begin.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
What's up, guys? This is Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
I'm Tristan Watson.
Yeah!
Love that.
We got Tristan in the house. It's funny because I'm actually just getting to know you in the minutes before you just got here and stuff. But maybe Veronica, you give a little intro of how you came across Tristan.
So Tristan, I think I first came across your Instagram because of something that Heather McMahon, which is a comedian from Atlanta that I follow.
Incredible, inspiring.
Yes, the best. She had posted you to her story, I think, from her show, because I think you went to it, you were VIP, whatever.
I posted 9,000 stories there, and she posted one of them. Yeah,
nice. You're famous.
But she was like, "This is Tristan, blah blah blah. Check out his stories. He's hilarious." And I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Okay, he's here in Atlanta." And then I watched all your different Bachelor commentary stories. I'm like, this is the shit that I do when I'm drunk.
Well,
so
yeah,
this makes
technically,
sense.
He's our rival and competitor, but
you're going down.
No, honestly though,
We're
dude.
friends,
so
friends.
then she shared your account with me, and I was like, yes. From the second I saw you, I was like, dude, we need this kid on the pod, and I really appreciate you, being willing to come out here and.
Yeah.
So excited.
You actually don't live too far from me. You walked here.
I know. I walked here. I'm so brave. I don't remember.
It could have rained at any second. Or that Corona.
The last time I walked, I truly do not remember. I was the kid in the mile runs who finished last, and people were just continuously lapping me. So I'm just so brave for doing it. Exactly. Started the show with sirens. Now we're ending with this.
Yeah.
You'll get used to the sound effects.
Yeah, that's kind of our thing. But yeah, man. Last night was the finale, and I went through all your stories, and I was kind of cracking up. We'll get into you a little bit later on the show, but I kind of want to get into your mind about how you do all your things, man. And as a creative content person, and we do this podcast. I find
work in the media as well.
Yeah, I think it's whenever I find someone that's doing something cool, and I'm like, how do they do that? It inspires me. So I'm really happy you're here today, man. I'm really excited to talk about Bachelor and everything with you.
Thank you. Love you.
Man.
So excited to be here.
Yeah, man. Well, welcome.
Atlanta's a hotbed for us cool people.
It really is.
Well, what have you been up to, man? What's your last week been like? What's your 2020 been like?
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been working. I do have a day job. A lot of people don't think that I do, but I have a day job that I love. And
can you say what it is?
Yeah, I mean, I work at a marketing agency called Dagger.
Okay.
Incredible agency in Atlanta, if you guys are wondering.
Cool.
And then I've just been on the side pretending to be an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
It's been working.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, it takes one to know what we've been trying to do. So,
yeah, I mean, it's been fun. And I just got back from LA. I surprised my friend Patricia for her birthday.
Oh, cool.
I'm such a good friend.
Happy birthday, Patricia.
Yes. Shout out. We love. So that was really great. There was a lot of coronavirus scares in the airport, but I made sure to wipe down all my seats, and I have a personal hand sanitizer I actually have on me.
Yeah.
I'm just becoming a better citizen in 2026.
Just a regular human, actually. Why are we not washing our ass?
Why haven't we been doing this before? It's what?
Did you see a lot of? Did it look like hysteria, kind of in the travels?
Besides one announcement on the subway, that thing, it was nothing. I mean,
really?
there were some masks, but I was are we the only ones wiping down our seats, or we the only ones using hand sanitizer?
Right.
It just felt alarming, but I'm on the right side of history. So.
Yeah, you definitely are. How often do you go out to LA? How often you try to go out there?
I wish I was there more often than I am. I've been twice in the last year. And
wow.
I've gone for spring break a couple times, when I was in college and things like that. So, we'll see. Maybe more to come. Secret projects.
Nice. Yeah, we can't talk about it here, but you will be the first to know when it
just
when it
swipe
happens.
up. Secret project.
Exactly. Well, V, how was your last weekend? What did you get into?
I was pretty tame this past weekend. I hung out with our friends Mackenzie and Aaron. Just did some day drinking because it finally the clouds broke in Atlanta for 2 days.
The one time I leave. All right, we're gonna have sunshine now.
Literally. But I mean, you were in California, so it wasn't you were missing out. But I enjoyed the sun, did some day drinking that turned into night drinking, that turned into getting more straight men. My weekend goal is to like kind of get a couple of drinks into like straight men and be like, let's get you on Co-Star. Let's figure out why things are wrong with you based on the stars. Like,
I mean, you were Chris Harrison.
Right.
I'm like, let's figure it out. And then literally I had them like scrolling through everything being like, wow, I am a Leo. I'm like, yeah.
My coworker loves that. Like, she determined, like, she made me like give her the time I was born, the hospital I was born, the place I was born, like everything, and she thinks it's so interesting, so she can further understand me now.
Yeah, it's funny that I even know what you're talking about because I have the Co-Star app, but it was because like two different girls that I liked. Were like, yo, you should download this app. I'm like, all right, I guess. I mean, I do want to hook up, but like, I mean, it's kind of gotten out of control with the notifications and stuff.
Oh yeah, I have my notifications for that off because they just like drag me through the dirt, and I don't need that. But
ironically, there's one place I do like listen to my horoscope. And it's when I go to get coffee on Fridays. Every Friday every day they have a clipping of the horoscope from the AJC.
Right over here?
Yeah, over at Aurora. And
cute.
It always like it's weird. It's like it has to do with like the last week or two that I've been doing it. Like it's a weird thing. That's only the place that like I feel like it's worked.
Love that.
From the newspaper
Weirdo.
clipping at the coffee shop.
Start going there.
Yeah. It's better than Starbucks, that's for sure.
But yeah, no. But besides that, I had a last minute invite to go to the Alana Glazer comedy show that she had at the Tabernacle, which was actually a lot of fun. And you know, she has a new Netflix special out, so can't recommend it enough.
Well, that's what's up. I ended up doing Ansley's birthday on Friday, and we went to this like Greek restaurant, which like it literally sat like 27 of us at a table.
That's crazy.
Have you guys ever been to one?
No. Well, yes, in Chicago, I've been to Greek restaurants.
Yeah,
Like,
but this one was like it was like a themed one, like where I mean, I don't know if they do that at all Greek restaurants, but like it was over the top, like Opa and like shots and napkins everywhere. It was like
like, how did the payment work out for that at the end? Because I hate going to dinners where there's like 9,000 of us, and it's like we can split it 2 ways.
Yo, how come Venmo hasn't come out with Venmo Business yet?
I know. Well, they do the Venmo cards where you can split up the payment.
But why don't they just have like a POS system instead of like, and it'd be Venmo, and then you could just like app it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Sai, you're just like about like people are gonna steal this idea.
Go for it, dude. I got ideas for days. Just don't steal Future
intellectual
Bachelor
property.
Yeah, exactly. My IP is recorded. This is my copyright. So essentially, we went out there and just like thousands of napkins just wasted on the floor. It was just so much fun. But
Jeez.
yeah, and they did great with the bill actually. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, so,
Thank goodness.
yeah. That set the tone for like the rest of the weekend. My friends Kelsey and Steven were up this weekend. Kelsey just moved here from Orlando, where I moved
Welcome,
from.
Kelsey.
So yeah, welcome Kelsey. Actually, yeah, shout out to her.
Yes.
Welcome
This is Atlanta, where the players play.
Exactly. And her boyfriend is one of my best friends, Steven. So he's about to come move up here and stuff. So we had spent the weekend just kind of like, settling them in and show them around a couple fun places in Atlanta and stuff. So it was a beautiful weekend to kind of go out.
It was a good weekend for them to be moving and
Yeah.
stuff, not in all the rain.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's about to rain back up.
Rain
right
is
now.
coming.
Yeah, Tristan, what is it?
I'm gonna be walking home just looking like a wet dog.
Don't worry, I'll send you home with an umbrella. We can't do that.
Thank you.
Future Bachelor umbrella. But yeah, since we already talked about our weeks, we might as well catch a flight. Like Tristan caught a flight back here. But we don't need mass to quick hits. You know what I'm saying? What do we got for some quick hits?
All right, so Katy Perry was our opening song, Gal.
Yeah, that was actually a coincidence. No, it was a coincidence.
Damn.
I heard that song I told you, on Friday. I was like, this is lit. This is going to start the podcast.
But she is officially pregnant.
Oh, my goodness.
With,
Holy cow.
Orlando Bloom's baby. I know, which...
Damn, they're still dating? They've kind of been like low key.
They're engaged.
They don't talk about their like relationship on like E or anything.
Ever since she rode in the lion on the Super Bowl and like the Eye of the Tiger, like she's kind of just been chilling recently, and I see her sometimes like on American Idol, but like that's about it.
I mean,
it's been hard for her to catch a hit. Actually, that was like the problem. I don't think like her music is doing that great.
Well, that's why she's the host of American Idol now.
Right.
I'm welcoming this return. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much of a return she'll have with being pregnant now,
Right.
and stuff like that.
We'll
But
have
It's
to
a
see.
different type of
I'm
return.
sure she'll have some material to sing about. And
I mean, she did just release a single. I think it's called like "Never Wear White" or something like
did-
that.
actually,
Heard a little bit.
I actually saved it, but then I unsaved it because
That's a true test.
Well-
If Saya saves it and then unsaves it, it's like, and we're done.
no, but
You're out.
Yeah, there's a tier.
And for that reason, I'm out.
There's 3 tiers. There's a save, you get saved to my list, or you get saved and then I re-listen to it and then you get taken off, which is still a good thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You caught my
You made
attention.
it. You made it past round 1.
But then there's a tier where you just like never to be heard from again. But the way that new single actually started was like the wedding song and stuff like that. So I thought, I'm like, oh damn, that's like really clever.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
I mean, the song
and then Charlie
isn't-
Puth has written a couple of her latest
Oh,
singles and stuff
see.
too. So I like them. They're just not catching.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Charlie Puth.
But it was interesting. We were talking about Katy Perry and I Kissed a Girl. I Kissed a Girl was her first song. I think like over a decade ago it came out.
Yeah.
And
I was in middle school.
yeah, and I remember I
probably
was
in
like,
high
oh my
school.
God. Because around the same time, there was a song that came out too, like, my girl's got a girlfriend. So I'm like, what's all this like lesbian agenda happening from these songs?
What a different time.
And actually, I'm like, I'm here for it. Like, I don't know why. I'm like, these are my favorite songs right now. But maybe I just like girls.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Jesus.
but anyways, you were saying that she was a Christian singer before that?
She like started off, and I think she went by her actual last name, which I don't remember what it is anymore.
It's not Perry?
No.
Wow.
And so
Oh, yeah, she did have like a different name.
yeah, it's like something basic as fuck, like Katie Jones or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
because Perry doesn't sound that basic.
I don't know. It's different.
Okay.
But then so I think she started as like a Christian singer. Like I think her family was like very involved in the church and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did a hard left and, came out with that and became like the very like loud, bubbly, like,
My theory is that Miley Cyrus came out, she switched up her shit, and then Katy went and tried
cut
to do
her
the same
hair
thing.
and tried to
And
do
then
the same
Taylor
thing.
Swift,
Yeah.
like everybody kind of did more
Right.
of a rebrand, like
Right.
which we have no choice but to respect a rebrand. Like I've been
Yeah.
trying
But
to
authentic rebrands,
Right,
not like
authentic
copycat.
is important.
Like,
not
you know?
like, oh, let me just do everything to like mold into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think those type of things kind of hurt Taylor Swift. I think those things hurt Katy Perry and stuff.
I feel like there's so many people, like I have so many friends that like would disagree with that. I personally didn't like Reputation, but that's
Oh
me.
my
When
god,
people-
you're breaking my
I
heart. Reputation was like the first time I was like, oh my god, like Taylor Swift is like,
Here.
You didn't like that last one?
no, I loved it,
Okay.
but Reputation was like the first time where like I went to the show and I was just like
Well,
mesmerized.
I heard that show was incredible. I had friends that went to
Oh
that
my
show,
God.
and it was like incredibly
Reputation is the
dark.
latest album.
No,
Lover.
Lover is.
Oh, Lover. That's right. Okay. Yeah, Reputation was good too. And I like Lover as a song, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just weird because you know that like the hype of like how the heightened excitement about these artists and then they drop
Right.
like Justin Bieber too. Like it's like
Yeah.
you know, his album dropped, no one really like cared that much.
know.
I mean, we had it as a slapper. Like there's good songs. It's just like
Not yummy, but
yeah. And I think what it
That song is not yummy.
well, yeah. We that's a debate we've had before, but
it's a lot.
but
We get
enough
it.
about
You're
Katy.
fucking your wife. We understand.
What else do we got?
Okay, so Dolly Parton just came out recently saying that she really wants to be on the cover of Playboy again.
Yeah, okay.
And just like a fun thing that she said, she's like, well, I mean, I know I'm like, I think she's like 74. She's like, but I mean, my tits have never aged. I'm like, you're right, Dolly.
We have the same birthday, me and Dolly Parton.
Do you really?
I just looked it up the other day because I was talking to my coworker about like the signs and things like that, and she was
Because wait,
like,
she's a Capricorn, isn't she?
yeah, well,
'Cause-
so I'm on the cusp. I've
Yeah.
learned a lot about myself. Like I'm not one just that is Capricorn. Like I'm on the cusp. I have a lot of things that aren't like Capricorn
so wait,
about me.
what are you?
I think it's Capricorn and like is Aries the next one?
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
So are you the
I'm so bad at-
19th? What day are you?
19th.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I'm January 18th.
So
my
is this
God,
how
we're the
psychics
same
do it? Is this how psychics?
I feel like we're that's a Raven. Like I'm about to have a vision.
I'm a Scorpio, guys.
Get out of here.
Anyways, but yeah, no. So Dolly Parton shares the same birthday as you. That's pretty cool.
I know. We're the same person.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I don't know why. Like Dolly Parton's huge. I know that, but specifically since the top of the year, or like since like whenever Dolly Parton has been like something in my like.
Because she had the whole what was it called? The meme.
But even
the
before
Dolly
that,
Parton challenge.
No. Before that, I went on a date with a girl that like loved Dolly Parton,
Really?
and she like straight up like told me the whole like biopic. Like we sat here like a little drunk, but like I was watching the movie as she was explaining it. I was like,
she just
this
had,
is Salinas. Like I was like, this it should be the movie.
It is like Salinas. Yeah, it's similar.
I mean, it's like one of those ones where like if, I don't know if you guys know the story of Dolly, but like she had like a husband that like wrote songs with her, and I think I Always Will Love You is about him. Yeah. And then she like gave him like all the rights, like even though like they've divorced and stuff, like she still like did right by him and stuff. So it was just a very interesting story, and ever since, like now Dolly Parton is like become like a staple, like a pop culture thing that I keep seeing. Like,
well, and we're in the right part of the country where she's big. I mean, like she's from
True.
like, you know, right up in the Appalachians. She's from not far from here.
I mean, I wouldn't like she wants to go nude in Playboy.
You know, I don't know. She just
Let's just call her really quick and just get her.
Yeah,
Have her as
honestly,
a guest.
I was talking to her earlier. She's doing something tonight, so we won't bother
She's a
her
little
right now.
busy.
she's
She
a
is
little busy. She's on set for the cover shoot.
The next time I'm on here, we need to have 9 to 5 as the song in the
Yes.
beginning, because like
9
that is
to 5.
yes, it
That's
just
such a
gets
good
me
song.
through. Like I just like
Literally, you're at work and you're like,
yeah, it's like I used to, like every single day on the way to work, like at one of my first jobs, it was like 9 to 5, like got it, like let's do it, and it's just like it's such a bop.
It is. That's a good one.
I mean, that's definitely a positive way to go into work. So, what else we got, V?
All right, so Travis and Kylie are back together. Blah,
what
blah,
else we got, V?
whatever.
Well, hold on. Kylie dropped all those like pictures recently, and like I don't know, she's kind of putting it all out there.
I love her hair.
I mean,
What do you guys think?
The new hair, it's good. It definitely is good. I mean, like, she's always gonna have some of the best hair. I mean, any of those girls are. They have like the best, like they have like any weave at their fingertips.
Right.
Like they're just gonna have like
they got anything
the
at their
nicest
fingertips.
shit.
Well, she has like 9,000 cars parked in her driveway, and
Right.
Just for
like,
shits and gigs.
yeah,
One's
she's
for
like okay,
weaves.
like whatever.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, Stormy is the cutest baby ever, and I can't get over it. I'm always like,
I just want a birthday party like that. For once, like, give me a birthday party. It's like I don't like.
I would love a Tristan themed birthday party. You know, like,
Coming soon, secret
With
project.
like a giant, like how it's the giant Stormy heads, like a giant like Tristan
Tristan
head.
Yes, thank you guys. Okay, get on planning that. We have a year,
we got it here.
and
We
you guys
do.
can.
We know his birthday, so
Dude,
literally.
seriously, we become best friends with people. Give us 365 days. That party is yours, baby. Let's
Love
go.
it.
I thought it was interesting because like Kylie and Kim like did a picture where they're like back to back, and it was just crazy to see Kylie like kind of like look like a Kim twin, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you've been seeing a lot of the memes of like, I've just been seeing a lot of comments about the things like pictures of Kylie when she was young, and then this, and then so people are saying like you're not like ugly, you're just broke. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of
It's true. I mean, yeah, if I had money, I could look like a Kardashian too.
right. So I mean, like everyone just wants to know what her surgeon should get like an award or
I'm
something.
just gonna keep telling people, no, like I'm not ugly. I'm just like broke. Like, you don't get it.
No, I'm working towards being pretty. Don't worry about it.
Like one day.
But yeah, what else we got, V?
So the Flip the Switch challenge is like storming the internet. Everyone's doing it.
The TikTok one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I want to do. I want to do it with us later on.
We have to. Yeah.
Oh jeez. Anyways, so the one that has been really storming the internet though is Kate McKinnon and Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
Saw that one.
Which was great because they did an SNL bit, and so Kate McKinnon is the one who like impersonates Liz Warren during the different SNL bits, and so they did one together, and it was adorable.
The funny part that I thought was that like actually Elizabeth Warren was going harder than Kate McKinnon was, and she's in the background afterwards, and like even Kate McKinnon can't like keep a straight face because she just like she knows the. What's happening right now? She could just see in the mirror like she just going hard for the fucking
Literally.
challenge. It's so funny.
I've been loving like I've been trying to watch SNL because like I'm trying to like do more things besides watch TikToks.
Right,
but, like,
right.
Then it like leads me to like watch more like people like SNL or like the Washington Post on TikTok.
Washington Post on TikTok is great.
So good. Like that
So
that
good.
would be a dream position for me. It's just like, what am I gonna do at work today? Make TikToks. It's
Yeah.
like incredible.
Well, this is my question: are you more of a ticker or are you more of a talker?
It's really just a case by case basis.
I love how you just went with it, and like I was just like, I don't even know what it really means. Is the ticker the one that makes it, or is the talker the one that watches it? I don't know.
No, I'm so bad at editing. I'll show you guys some of my TikToks, and you're gonna be like really embarrassed by me. But like
sometimes there's actually an art to being a bad editor, though. Like you know,
I think that's what makes my content so much better.
I think
Exactly.
so. I think it's funny. I think it's honestly funnier because like there's all the people who like do it great, and then it's like when someone else is like trying to do it, and then they're like, oh, it's kind of funnier.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I honestly think that Elizabeth Warren had made, because one thing that I love Saturday Night Live. I watch every episode and stuff since I was like a kid. But like one thing I don't like about what it has now, it feels like it has to start with this political stuff.
Right.
And it's not funny. Like it's actually not funny. Like I mean, they try to be. They bring in a bunch of celebrities to play
it's
different
satire.
people.
That's like what it is.
I just don't think it's funny. Like you know, like there's way they could start the show off so much better than doing that. And I think it's like a shtick that they like stick to, but like they could bring in way more viewers if like they started to show off with. But the Elizabeth Warren stuff, like Kate McKinnon's, like it was just so good. Like it made it more watchable. And even like the debates and stuff too, like it made it like way entertaining. Whenever she was going hard at people, like
I need to watch the whole thing. I've only seen that TikTok,
Dude.
but like that's the power of TikTok. It's making me want to go like explore other things. Like,
right, like Bloomberg, like when she was going hard at him, it's just like embarrassing. It's like I don't even want to like now. I have like I don't even want to go on The Bachelor anymore because of like what the like media could do to you. I won't even want to run for president anymore because of what like Elizabeth Warren
Did you
would
ever
do
want
to
to
me.
run for president?
I'm just saying, like Michael Bloomberg was like, I regret this. Like I don't even like politics anymore. Like let me start a TikTok channel or something. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Billie Eilish, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of her. She just started off her tour.
Her
Is this
world
like
tour.
It's a first big one, right?
Yeah, so this is her world tour. She started in Miami. It's the Where Do We Go tour. And
It's a big deal because like an artist being able to go on a world tour and do like stadiums.
I
and
wonder
all
what
that
that's going to look like in the impending coronavirus.
I do not
Dude.
think her crowd cares about coronavirus at all.
I mean,
And they already wear
I
those
want
cool
to go
masks.
so bad. I know they're so trendy. I'm like, I tried to go to Target to get a mask, and I'm like, oh well, I mean, should I just call Gucci instead? Like, are people gonna think I'm cool? And like, does the virus get blocked if my mask is not Gucci?
Yeah, the logo matters.
Put that on my tombstone.
he at least was fly.
Yeah, at least he was fly.
Oh my god, I have a funny Instagram I'm posting tonight. I'm gonna show you guys. I cropped a mask onto myself, and I have like an all neon like Billie Eilish inspired outfit on.
Nice.
So it's makes sense that we're talking about this now.
I wish you brought it.
This is perfect.
Yeah, no, I honestly think you know, Billie Eilish is one of those people that really grew on me. Her music is just really good. She's really talented. She's accomplished so much at a young age, and she just getting started. Like, you know, she's one of those artists, I think. So,
but yeah, so with her new tour, she has this like clip in it that it shows her. So she's known for like wearing baggy large clothes because she wants to like, you know, didn't want to be sexualized when she wasn't 18. Now she's 18, and now it's just like the whole idea of like when you're a woman performer, like what am I but a body to you? If I'm not wearing, like if I wear like nothing, I'm a slut, but if I wear this, I'm being shamed, and just that whole dichotomy. And so she has this clip that like she kind of does she talks over it where she is saying pretty much what I just said, but like better. And
But like make it Billie Eilish.
yeah.
but like make it eloquent and like talented. And but she like shows her like stripping down to just like her bra and then like descending into like this black pool and like pure Billie Eilish fashion. But it was like kind of like her being like, you know, it doesn't matter what I wear, what I don't wear. That shouldn't determine my worth kind of deal, which was,
Do you think she's gonna go like full hot girl eventually?
I mean, she's
I think
fucking
what she's
beautiful,
doing
so.
is like it's so great. Like
Yeah.
I think, and at the end of the day, like she's wearing full on Gucci Louis Vuitton
Yeah.
outfits. Like we could
Right.
never. It's like my outfit's head to toe Target. Like,
Right.
She's doing something.
I just
right.
think like as she grows older, she might like, you know, kind of lean into her sexuality a little bit more and like
don't
want to
know.
be like more womanly and not so, you know. I mean, she
We'll
dresses
have
like
to
a
see.
kid right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how kids dress and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
baggy clothes. Or really trendy people in LA, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I just see a lot of people, like, wearing, like, what are they called?
Fanny pack.
Fanny packs.
Yeah.
Like, but now they're not
Thank
calling.
you for that miming. That was great.
Well, I'm just like, I don't know what they're called now because they're not on your fanny anymore. Like
I know, they're
like,
all over the place.
it looks like you
Yeah.
have a little baby and stuff like right here.
It's
So
a lot.
But yeah. Well, speaking of tours and stuff, I was actually seeing. We were talking before the show about Justin Bieber and his last album.
Yeah.
I was seeing a report that they're not doing like stadium shows anymore because of coronavirus. They're going to be doing smaller,
Probably.
and I mean not so much smaller, but smaller venues than what they were projecting before, like what probably Billie Eilish is doing, and they're blaming it on coronavirus. Now,
Yeah, I think I know what you're gonna say. I agree. I think.
what if coronavirus wasn't here? You know
I don't
what
want
I'm
you to
saying?
say something like way wrong and me, but oh, never mind.
No. You say whatever you want, Tristan. But like, I do think like it's an interesting play to like for low ticket sales.
Yeah,
For your,
agreed.
tour.
I was
And-
like, wait a damn minute.
Right,
Like,
right.
He is not. I think it is so weird because it's not like we were talking like his album wasn't like. You know, some people come out with albums, like I was saying, like Taylor Swift was one of those people where I listened to it and I was like, every song was like
Yeah.
a
Classic,
banger.
yeah. That's a
And
classic.
His like, and there has like a couple good songs. Like I really love Intentions,
Yeah.
like, but like I can't really tell you any other name of any other song. And I just think it was the wrong place for him to do a stadium tour, you know, coming off like that album.
Right.
Like, I think he's great. I've loved him forever, but I just think like an arena tour probably would have been better.
What would you call Justin Bieber's? Are you familiar with his like albums and stuff? Like, what is his classic? Because I think he's put out a lot of albums, but I don't think he's had like good classic
I
albums.
love more
I
than
love
anything.
Purpose.
I love Never Say Never.
Never Say Never
yeah.
is perfect era of him.
Like, and the song Never Say Never, like it was just so great.
It's like,
Like I
never
listened.
thought that I
know.
What is the one with like all the Skrillex stuff on it? Is that Purpose or Journals?
that might be Journals or that might be Purpose. I like honestly Journals is very underrated. I think that's a great album, but I think
Whatever the one like he was doing all like the EDM stuff, like that one to me I felt like was really like what caught me as an audience. Like not just like he's a kid or I'm a teenager and I like Justin Bieber. It's like he's actually an adult and this is good music that I like.
I think
like to
Sorry
listen
was
to.
like my favorite song.
so
Sorry.
good.
Yeah, and the dancing
That was the
in
first
that music
one.
video.
Dancing.
Oh my god, I could never.
So
like,
whatever album that was, I think that's
Purpose.
like the peak of Justin Bieber because I went to that show.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Really?
I think
Yeah.
I was there.
And Post Malone opened for him,
Yes. Wait, and
which
that's
was
when.
huge for Post
God.
Malone.
Do you remember that was when Post Malone wasn't as big and he sang one of his hit songs twice?
Yeah.
And I was like, my friends and I were texting because I got tickets.
White
last
Iverson
minute.
was probably like his only song.
Yeah,
he
and
had.
he played it twice. And
Probably.
like it's just funny to see like where we are now.
Oh my god.
Well, that's
like-
why I really do think that like he's very talented, but I think he's one of those people plucked to be an industry plant.
yeah.
They call it.
he was groomed by Usher. Like,
Right.
They grabbed him from Canada, and Usher
Well,
was
I'm
like,
talking about
"Here's
Post
how to
Malone.
dance."
I'm talking about Post Malone though.
Oh, Post Malone.
Like
I
Post
mean,
Malone,
honestly, both
was-
of them.
I mean,
Yeah.
a nobody get to like open up for Justin Bieber. That not only like injected young kids into Post Malone's fan base. So as they grew and matured a little bit, so did Post Malone's music and stuff.
Yeah.
And now he's got like he's one of the biggest artists, like even bigger than Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I
would
mean that's
say.
what I was gonna say. He's probably arguably like equal in like popularity.
Right.
At least right now, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
like definitely today.
Yeah. So, speaking of shows and concerts, this coronavirus is definitely, I mean, it's a full blown pandemic, right?
Yeah, it's a global pandemic.
They announced that, what,
announced
today?
it Today, yeah. So when you're listening to this, it's been a couple days.
Yeah.
One.
But with that being said, I'm not really scared. Is that weird?
I don't know. Like I see it trending and people making TikToks about it naturally because that's all I do.
We get it. You're
You
TikTok.
get it. Like you're addicted to TikTok, but
We get it.
I'm
You're not
like-
old like us. Yeah.
It's just funny because like everyone's. I mean, obviously it's not funny. Like people are dying, but like I do appreciate that we live in a world where people are able to like joke about it because like what do you want us to do? Like just sit in our houses
Right.
and you know like be scared to go out. Like obviously we're taking the necessary precautions to be safe,
Yeah.
but like I'm still gonna go like out in public and
right.
like go get a snack.
Me and
Like,
Veronica did a promo last week around like the coronavirus, and then afterwards we were like, I was
Is
like,
that insensitive?
yeah, are we being insensitive? Like, you know, because like people are dying. But when you see like, you know, all the stats of like the real flu and like all this stuff and like what the media is actually doing, you see the tipping of the scale of like people freaking out about corona. And then the next week, people freaking out about corona. It's like this crazy thing. Like now people are just mad about like the shelves being empty and shit.
what
Like,
am I supposed to be mad about? Like,
Right.
I was supposed to go to Coachella next month, and like this is the first time I was supposed to go to Coachella. Like,
No, I was wondering about
There's
Coachella
a global
people.
pandemic. So they like postponed it, and like we already spent like thousands of dollars on this house and tickets and everything, and I'm just like, well, I mean, like, screw me, right? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, so now it's postponed into October. So I mean, I guess I'll still go, but like, I have a flight still to LA the Coachella weekend, and I'm just like wondering now, like, do I just like still go to LA and have fun that weekend? Or
Definitely.
Like, I guess so.
I mean, you won't go to Coachella, but like definitely go to LA.
I feel like there will be some like
There'll still be people going. I'm
I'm
sure
sure
there's
there'll be like
parties.
Yes,
Coachella
anti-Coachella parties.
Right.
For sure.
When they're calling it Nochella.
It's just gonna be people playing Rock Band in their house. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Well, and like there being no stagecoach means like who's gonna be messy on Bachelor in Paradise?
These are the answers we need. There's gonna be no drama. Everyone's just
Well,
gonna.
my thing is like, are they even gonna be able to travel like for the show?
Let's just say that Claire is not bringing men
They're
onto
like-
the
they're
show
go-
that are going to
They're
Coachella
gonna
and
be going.
Stagecoach.
They're gonna be going to like how for
They're
this
going like
past
Hall and Oates or like.
Yeah, this past season, how they all were like, "You're going to Cleveland," and all the girls
I
were like,
know,
"What the
they're-
fuck?" But that's gonna be like maybe all
Thanks.
this season.
Also,
That might
Right.
be all this season because like, are they gonna be able to travel internationally? Like all of Italy is quarantined, like the entire country.
Let me just say this: what if like Coachella still went on and they said you're coming at your own risk, and would you but there's a high possibility that Corona's gonna float around here? Would you still go?
well, yeah, I'd get a Gucci mask and say, "Let's go."
Fatality.
Nice.
Oh my
I
god.
set you up for
I
that
mean,
one.
when it comes to like, when it comes to this, yeah, obviously everyone needs to be taking like necessary precautions.
How's this affecting like things going on? Like,
I mean, it's affecting like, so South by Southwest was canceled. I don't even think they're postponing it. I think they just canceled.
Yeah,
it.
I think it's canceled.
And then, like as you said, Coachella, Stagecoach, both postponed. The Olympics might get postponed. They're saying like
Holy
they might get
shit.
them postponed until next year, which I'm like, that fucks up how the Olympics work.
Like in life, like what are we supposed to do? Just like,
Now we're gonna just make it every 2 years off of that. I'm like, that would totally fuck with like something that's been going on for eons.
yeah, and honestly, that like I feel like people have that planned like decades ahead. Like they know
hey,
like.
what do you guys think of them playing like the basketball games with no crowds?
Fans. Like they're literally like NCAA tournament or like even like
it's
NBA.
so
No,
uncomfortable.
they're having no.
Yeah,
fans.
I know. I
In
think
Atlanta,
like
the
LeBron
Final
was
Four.
saying that he wasn't gonna play a game, and then he was like, I guess I'll have to. You know?
I'm here so I don't get
Are they
fined.
just gonna pipe like people's screams like through the stands?
I mean,
like,
they could.
I mean, I guess so.
That would be fucking crazy.
I mean, yeah. How like what is?
well, I think.
Oh,
I don't know, man. This is the thing, though. Like, it's become a slippery slope. I think because like legit, like even work. Like I go to work and like no one's there. Like people are
I know.
taking advantage of the work from
crazy.
home. But to be honest, like the only thing that really stops like something from spreading, like a pandemic and stuff, is legit people staying inside. And it's not being social. It's which is hard for us to do.
Social distancing. is
Yeah,
what they're
social
calling
distancing.
it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's the name of the episode. But yeah, no. You know, I just think it's interesting because like we live in a very social,
Got it.
especially us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As like social media
we go to like
influencers.
events and like
Yeah.
we have jobs. Like we do all these things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We go to
But
Coachella.
but like it doesn't affect us. Like healthy
Now
young
that you're bitter
people.
about it.
yeah, I'm not bitter.
I think it's more for like the older people that have weaker immune systems and stuff. They are the ones that really should be really worried about.
People keep
anything.
saying that, but like I'm worried about me. Like my diet is like vodka
worried
and
about
chicken
me.
tenders and like so like what do I do? Like I'm concerned.
Well, honestly, if you've got that much vodka in you, that's like a bunch of
I know I'm cleaning myself.
yeah, like internally just like sterilizing. So
exactly.
Guys,
I'll
we're
just
not
keep telling
promoting
myself that.
heavily drinking. To,
No, we're
no,
not.
no.
But have you guys been seeing like all those like memes about cures for the coronavirus? They're like, oh, like
I've
you
seen
know.
the ones where it's like
I don't even want to say it. Like I don't even want to say it.
you know
what I'm talking about.
like, you know the meme that like they'd say that.
No. It was like dirty. Like I just didn't know how far I wanted to go, but. They're like semen. It's like the cure for coronavirus, and they're trying to trick people. Or I see people like put a post, and like at the end of it, it's
I don't
like
know
this
if we
is like
see
a,
the same meme side.
yeah, we might follow different people.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, don't look at those memes. Don't look at those
He's like,
memes.
all right, gotta go.
Apparently,
Deletes a whole saved
Bye,
folder.
you guys. I'm
from-
gonna leave.
no.
It's nice to have you, Tristan.
Fuck you guys. Man, you really fitting in around here, Tristan. Well, anyways, like, why don't we get into we'll get into your yikes moment in a week a little bit later.
The yikes moment is
something we'll talk about.
With the Bachelor
this season.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Tristan a little bit.
Oh my God, stop! I hate attention.
No, but Tristan, so how did you're saying you're out here trying to be an influencer and stuff. When did you start being an influencer?
I don't
like, where do you feel like you got the
Bachelor
bug?
was really like one of the first places because I always got so pissed off at going like to work or at pre-games with my friends, and like everyone would not shut up about the Bachelor, and I'm like, okay, like I can pretend to talk about it, I can like kind of know the memes, but like I want to know for myself firsthand, and like also like I'm kind of funny, like I want to talk about it too, because like we see all these people who have like podcasts like the Betches and like all these other people like y'all like people always talk about it. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to join the conversation. So I'm like, I'm going to make this about me. So I jokingly one night just started doing like, recording myself watching the show, and then it slowly this was like last summer, like on Hannah B's season. Yeah, it's like,
so you're like still pretty like fresh to the Bachelor
game. And people like will come into my DMs, they're like, oh, this reminds me of this and this season. I'm like, that was like 900 years ago. Like I'm just now getting started.
Yeah, I just started watching this shit. But that's how good you are at it, man. Like
thank you.
Well, you have a lot of followers. Where did you start like getting your followers and stuff? Was it because of these stories, or?
So the stories played a big part about it. And
like, where were you at like regular people?
I think when I graduated college with like probably 3,000 or 4,000 followers. And then it just
so you're popular.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But I did a lot of influencer marketing in the past couple years, and like I still do today. For other people and other brands as well. So
can you kind of give us some examples? Like, what is that?
So like basically,
you have to be specific.
I'd be like the person who would get in contact with the influencer and say,
like
okay,
a talent management.
Yeah, it's like we want you to do this, and this, and I really love doing that. And that introduced me to people, in Atlanta. Like, I'm not sure if you're all familiar with like Cali Dollar and people like that in the industry. Like kind of telling me, like you really may have a talent here, and so like it might be fun for you to like really push this, and like so that made me just like start doing Instagram videos every single week, and then recording myself doing stupid stuff. And I also do meal preps where I make like Lunchables.
I've watched those. See, when I
Lunchables,
no. So when I came on to from Heather McMahon, I like went. She like I think she when she put you on her story, she's all like, go watch his meal preps. And I went and like watched all your different meal prep highlights.
So what is the meal prep?
It was okay. So like I'm horrible at cooking.
Yeah.
And, like I would, if I had my choice, it'd be like chicken tenders like every single night. Like
Same.
as I said, like that's my diet.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. And so like it's just about like making whatever you're doing. Like say for instance you're getting like a large pizza at a restaurant. It's like, okay, yeah, that's my meal prep for tonight. Oh, I'm so brave. Meal prepping is so hard, but it's so good for you. Or like going through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru and like getting like that is meal prep. So like
you are onto something, dude. I'm telling you,
I know, right? Like the Bachelor meal prep. Like what else do you need in your life? So those two things were like kind of the main things that kind of got me where I am today.
Yeah.
I'm talking like I'm Beyonce.
No. We all have a little Beyonce in us.
Inspirational.
Like literally.
Thank you for sharing your journey with us.
Yeah.
It's like when people say, I've been getting so many DMs from you guys. And
everyone's been asking about my skincare routine.
It's like one person and they unsent the message.
It was a bot.
Literally.
Well, what was like the moment where you're like, oh wow, people are actually catching on to this? Like when did it like catch steam for you?
This is so weird because I was watching an interview. I think it was with like Charli D'Amelio from TikTok. Naturally. And they asked her that question. I was like, I really don't know. Like I think people just like started getting like interested by me talking about it because there weren't a lot of people like me talking about The Bachelor, like, and just like I guess that I'm like Southern and like I just scream at the camera. Like it really for some reason captivates people's attention and or like annoys them. So like,
do you get a lot of people sharing your stuff, and that's how like
and that's been like a real like kind of like when someone shares me or someone does that, like that's kind of when like momentum picks up, because I can go like sometimes like days without getting like followers or like losing and gaining so much, and I'm like,
you're just like staring at your insights being like,
I'm like, okay,
well, do you use like
refresh.
a third-party program to track all that type of stuff?
I have the unfollow app, so I can know who to like hate and who to love. Because like if like you don't follow me back, like if you can't stand to see me, I mean I do post a lot more than I did like in college and high school and things. But like, if you can't stand to see me for like a couple times on your phone, I mean, just mute my stories. Don't unfollow me.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
there's ways.
I don't know. There's a lot of power in that following, unfollowing, especially like I don't know if we're supposed to know like when people unfollow and follow.
Well, that's why he has the app.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the app should be a thing because like I mean, as a business, like you want to track analytics, you want to see how you're doing, you want to see who's messing with you, who's not. But like, I mean, yeah, that's one thing. But like for do you ever think like as you like continue to grow and your account grows, like do you think affects you personally? Do you spend too much time caring about what people say?
I think I do spend a lot of time. I do try to respond to like every single DM I get, which like
that's
I
good.
mean, I do have a really small following, but like I do have a really engaged audience,
That's
and
good.
so
I try to.
like I love talking. And like the other day, like a girl from Germany messaged me, and I was like, what?
Wild.
How? Like, I'm from Alabama. Like a girl from Germany found me, and so that was really weird. But I mean, I love it so much. Like but I do think like, you know, like if I grow and like, you know, make this a bigger thing, like I would like for it not to like matter to me anymore. Like, you know, if someone involves me and they don't like me, okay, like fuck off, like have fun. Like, I shouldn't care. Like what I do right now.
What do you think?
But just to confirm.
Well, speaking about caring and stuff, like what's like the most like hate that you've gotten or something that like the darkest moment of social media for you?
I mean, shit. Let me just cry myself to sleep really quick.
That's not gonna happen.
All right, Gail King over here.
Literally.
Well, if you do, I'm sure we'll see it on your IG story.
No, yes, great content.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I've talked to some of my friends, and it's basically when people like accidentally send my story, like they're trying to respond to their friend and then they accidentally respond
like,
to mine.
you, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I was doing a fake workout video like to go along with my meal preps and like just me pretending to work out, and some guy was like, oh my lord, I look this big. And I was like, oh no. I was like, are you serious?
Oh, that's messed up. I never even thought about things like this.
I want everyone to make sure like just that was like
Don't check who you're sending it to, you guys.
But now I have an album because like maybe one day like when I have a book, like I want to put them all
like
in
it'll
the
be
book.
like the little insert in the middle of like the picture insert. That's like the part I flip to first.
I'm in between blurring out their names so they don't get the credit, or not blurring out their names and give them like humility.
Well, I don't even know if like people have humility like that anymore. You put their names in that book one day, and they're gonna be like, "I made this book. I made it," and
all
that's
right,
just
decided it's blurred.
Yeah, that's what fuels these people. Like that's what they want to get a reaction out of you. You know what I'm saying? And not like saying that specific situation, but people will say like messed up things just to, you know, like they'll say messed up things to Kylie all day, and the second Kylie responds to them, they're like, "Oh no, I was just joking.
Kidding, I was acting.
Yeah, I got hacked."
Yeah, so right now I'm just giving all these people a little double tap and letting them know I saw that.
Yeah, motherfucker.
And then sometimes I'll get hit with like the unsent or like the oh my god, I thought I sent that to my friend. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
but mostly
you.
So many great like positive people in my DMs. I have a lot of random shout out to like the mom followers that I have.
Hell yeah.
Love that. Well, moms go.
They're
I mean, like
so- they
moms go
go
so hard for Bachelor.
I know, it's incredible.
I
Like,
go so hard in my.
I know. I have to turn off my notifications when she's doing it because like they're just like going ham.
Yeah, because
on.
when I do like my from our account, I do commentary, and like the moms are like in their like swimwear, and they're literally like.
well, now I understand why these Bachelor people make so much money. It's because like the moms will purchase anything. Like,
well, yeah,
you
they're
post a
suckers for
swipe
the
up,
MLMs and anything like that. So yeah,
it's crazy.
It works for them. What dreams do you have? Sorry, she doesn't let me think on this show sometimes.
God.
I don't have these questions written and stuff, so I'm just coming off the top of my dome.
love it.
You know, hate me for, you know, having this be a live show, but it is what it is.
No, we love that.
You know, where do you see yourself like going with all this stuff and everything?
Well,
Like where would you
goals.
I would love to have like a podcast, but I think beyond like of my own, and we talked about like maybe me starting one. But I think also would be really cool is to, you know, be like a James Corden of the late night world. That's always been kind of like a dream for mine. I love interviewing people.
Do you get that comparison a lot?
All the time.
Yeah.
Like every single day.
You're like a Southern James Corden.
Yes, exactly. And like cuter.
Dude, honestly, I mean, I'm not trying to blow your head up or whatever like that, but I do think I see a lot like potential in you and stuff.
Thank
like, you know,
you.
that's a reason why we wanted to reach out to you. Like, this is important for me to like build these type of relationships.
Why
because
am I
like
crying in the club?
no, but like, dude, we started this podcast, you know, it started off with like, you know, ideas of like when we watched it together, she was doing like these like we call them tipsy talks, and essentially, you know, just recaps on your IG story.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was into it too, you know. I would be talking about Bachelor or Bachelorette in the office with a bunch of girls, and I'm just like, you know, like, why don't we just fucking do this podcast? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it started off as like a whole recap one, but like we started talking about like different things in pop culture like we have today. And you know, I just think like it's cool to, because of this like platform and what we do and the genre of it, we get to meet people like you, and then we can just like keep growing together. Like, it's like similar like-minded people, you know, like got similar goals.
We're
and stuff,
all out
you
here
know?
trying to have fun, and thank you all for like letting me come on here. It's
Dude,
been
no, thank you
so
for
much
coming
fun.
here and stuff. Well, so, you know, we got a little bit about you. What about like a little bit more about your background? Like, how'd you grow up? We talked about your job. What did you go to school for? What did you want to do?
Yeah, so I'm from Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
So southern, crazy. But no, I really love Montgomery so much, and I love my family. Big family guy. Also love my dog. Her name's Gracie Duke Watson.
Oh my God.
I was just
Incredible.
talking about making a song called Gracie.
Oh my God, it's about my dog. Probably.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah.
And
It's a girl I love, but
so similar. Gracie's a girl I love. It's just my dog.
well, we at least know two people that will listen to this song.
So then I went to Auburn University, and I like had no clue what I wanted to do. I'm like, okay, like it'd be cool to be Kim Kardashian, but like also it'd be cool. Like I like also would love to like be in PR and marketing and things like that. So like then I decided like I guess I'll be Kris Jenner. So I I'll just.
I love how this is like you like went to your college counselor being like, okay, like this is like you're like, so what
I just pictured the whole
major?
thing.
What major gets me to Kris Jenner status?
Yeah,
And
I
they're
kind of
like,
want to be like, you know, Kim, but like, you
She's
know,
like,
I was thinking
go to
maybe
Instagram.com, log in, hack their accounts. So yeah, I did that, and then I majored in PR. I really don't use PR that much.
Yeah.
I work heavily in the social media industry right now, so I do that every day. And then, you know, like obviously I leave my job and then I go home and, you know, spend hours and hours on my phone doing basically what seems to be like a second job.
Right.
Like,
That's
you know,
real.
doing like content all the time. Cause like sometimes I'm like, if I don't have a story up, I feel like I'm not doing something right. I'm like, do I need to be outside of my house, or like, is it okay I've laid in my bed
Well,
3 days straight?
So then maybe this whole coronavirus thing will just be just a way for you to make
know.
so much content.
I know. I was
'cause
thinking
you
like
can't leave.
if I'm like quarantined, like maybe I do need to like that'll be great for content. Like,
Well, I want to ask you this because like I struggle with sometimes as a content creator. Like I sometimes feel corny pushing too much of my stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, or posting too much, you know, and it's a struggle for me because like I do all this stuff. It's like, no, like shove it down their throats sometimes. Like the people that like, you know, are going to consume it, they're going to consume it. But sometimes I have like this thing of like posting it once and never posting it again. Like, you know, how do you kind of navigate that?
I mean,
Do you ever feel corny posting too much?
I do.
Okay.
I feel like from whenever I just started doing Instagram stories, and like I really just do it for fun. Like I try not to like I'm not a big deal. Like I just like I literally just do it for fun. And like I learned like if I try to like script it too much, or if I try to like forcibly make it funny, like it's not funny, and like people are gonna react to that. Like it's the videos where I just post immediately and don't even think about it that are like the most funny, and like I get the most responses about. I'm like, so you're telling me I spent hours and hours on this other post for y'all to like I did a picture of me in bed eating pizza the other night, and I shit you not, I took it twice, one on the front camera, one on the back camera, and like that was my second most liked photo ever.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, I think I saw that. You were so happy.
Yeah, I was so happy, and I was like, why
That's how
am
I feel when I get pizza.
Yeah, I was like, why am I putting so much time into like all these other things when I can just like post that picture and
It's
then it's like
authentic.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's honest, man. Because you'll see, you can tell when someone set up this whole thing, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely working for you, man. Well, let's get into the show a little bit. Yeah, I mean, where do we even start?
All right.
Yeah,
So
Veronica, do your thing.
2-night finale. Night 1. We're in Australia. He has the 2 ladies. And, you know, we're at the point where they're meeting the parents. And his parents, like, let's remember.
They're meeting his parents.
Yeah, we're meeting. The girls are meeting Peter's very obsessive, very scary parents. There's a lot. I've said it every single week on this show. I think his parents have been drinking the Kool-Aid too much. I don't understand why they're so into being on this show and, like, whatever. I've talked about how, like, if I ever went on this show, my mother would be like, what the fuck? My mom literally called me the other day. She's like, if you ever went on the show, she's like, I would pretty much disown you. I was like, damn, thanks, Mom. Keeping it real with me.
Yeah, I think what I noticed a lot about it is, like, first of all, like, I already knew Peter sucked, but, like, he sucks so much, like, around his family.
So
like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think
they're all like they baby him.
well, the thing is, like, I could see, like, maybe my mom, like, you know, turning it up or something like that. But, like, at the end of the day, I'd be like, all right, let's stop this for a second. Mom, this is not how we're going to be portrayed as a family.
He didn't do that at all. Like, especially last night, he was like just letting her do it. I was like,
even at the show, like, she barely at the end, like, you know, was like, Mom, I love her. Can't that just be enough? And she's like, no.
I know she wasn't backing. And I was talking to my mom when I was walking over here because, like, walking takes a long time. And I was talking, and she was like, so, like, I heard she doesn't even watch the show. She just watches my recaps. And she was like,
same with my mom.
Yeah, we're doing great things.
Yeah.
But she was like, if, like, me and your dad were on it, like, we would literally just, like, be there for you and, like, be so supportive. And also, like, we'd play the game too, but we weren't not going to be, like, crazy. Like, I mean, they're like, you know,
She
like,
straight up, like, is she not getting hate online? Is Peter like?
She's getting
oh my!
hate.
Did you see her comments on her Instagram?
Yes.
She is getting destroyed.
Especially because on the show yesterday, she was like, "I'm getting so much love in my DMs."
And the people were like,
yeah, people
well,
like-
bet.
It's like,
let's change that.
Yeah, it's like the videos. Like, you're probably wondering how I got here, and then it rewinds. And, like, someone in my DMs actually pulled up a screenshot from a post that I did last summer, saying that I wanted to hug Peter's mom because that's when we all, like, stand Peter's mom.
Yeah,
Like,
that's when they were cute. Well, that's
Yeah,
because
she
they
was
were like
crying for
so
him.
they were so in love with Hannah Ann. I mean, that's like when they were portrayed. Even then, I was like, this is too much. But that's when they
You
were
mean Hannah
portray-
Brown?
Yeah, Hannah Brown.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Too many. There's too many Hannahs in this
I
franchise.
know.
For sure.
But that's when they were portrayed as, like, you know, the sweet parents that just wanted the best for their son, and Hannah Brown, you know, like, let the one that banged her 4 times in a windmill go. But Woo. But yeah, no, that's crazy. It's how the
I don't want to get too
turntables-
deep into, like, step by step of what happened the last, like, 4 hours, 5 hours of Bachelor
No,
that happened
we're
this
gonna-
week. But you know, I did notice, you know, good for Maddie. She ended up leaving, and then it was just a mess. It was a mess. Like, it legit feels like a mess at the end of this whole Bachelor. They were just like, let's get this done.
Yeah, like when they brought in Claire last night, and everyone was just like, no, like, we need closure for this. Like,
Right.
And also, this is like, we're getting into, like, I don't know how many, but, like, Hannah didn't end up with someone, like, Peter didn't end up with someone, like,
Colton originally didn't end up with someone. Like, he had to, like, go back later. Like,
yeah,
I
mean, like,
at least respect Colton. Like, now, like, seeing, like, Peter's season, like, Colton's season was like he knew what he wanted. Peter didn't know what the hell he wanted. He's like me.
no, not
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like someone that's like being like, yeah, I think I could settle down, but, like, enjoys, like, dating a bunch of hot girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yes.
I can feel Peter, but Peter's an asshole. Like, I'm not, like, I'll tell the girls that, like, I want to date a bunch of girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
he's all like, I love you, and, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Like,
and
he treated Hannah Ann like a consolation prize. He's like, well, I guess I should propose to somebody, and she's the only one
yeah,
left.
he looks like
No.
a douche, man.
So do we really think that Hannah Ann didn't know that Maddie was gone already?
I don't think so. I really
Okay.
don't. She was so in her head about, like, and because of, like, all the madness, you could tell, like, that's how you can tell, like, people catch on vibes. She was
Yeah.
she was feeling a vibe. Like, she was like, I'm almost at my breaking point, dude. Like, I don't know. You're supposed to be telling me, like, comforting stuff. I'm sitting here
Yeah.
pouring my heart out to you, and you're just like, I don't know. Like, of course she's gonna feel like she's gonna go home. Like, you know, it's crazy. He
I
was acting like a
loved
douche.
her, Hannah Ann, last night. Her
Oh my
energy,
God.
like,
Oh my God.
like, we had no choice but to stand her. Like, she was just bringing the vibes, and, like,
I didn't
bringing-
like her at first, to be honest.
Yeah,
and then
no, and I
she
don't
really
think
stood
anyone
out.
did
No,
until
yeah, she
last
was-
night, like, when she
Yes.
was, like, really standing her ground, because, like, I don't think anyone, like, she was anyone's fan favorites necessarily. Like,
I totally forgot she even got the first impression rose. That's how I was like, she just disappeared into the background until, like, these last couple of weeks.
it's insane.
Well, it's because, like, Dark Horses like Victoria F came out of nowhere. Like, you know, someone
And
that
they thought
was
she was bad, and then we had Peter's mom. Like,
right. Well, man, there was something from your story yesterday that was, like, really funny.
You mean the whole thing?
The whole thing. You know, no, yeah. But there's something specific.
Every single phrase.
Well, hold on. That's kind of what I wanted to ask you about. Like, to go back to like your story. How do you freaking do it so fast, man?
my
Like,
God.
and how do you edit? Like,
I deserve like an Olympic medal.
you do. I video
maybe
edit.
running isn't your thing, but speed editing is.
Yes.
I video edit for a living. That's like my job. I work, for a company that does that.
The company.
And so when I see you like posting like sound effects to the video, screenshots, text, all like, because I know what she does. Like, she's constantly like talking and stuff. Like, you have to watch the show to really comprehend it. So like, what is your process of doing those?
So it's a shit show. I mean, and my roommate gets mad at me.
Scrambling and shit. Do you have two phones?
Basically, I should. Good business expense.
Yeah.
But my roommate gets mad at me because I don't watch the show with her, and like I get invited to like watch it with like random groups of people, and I'm like, I would love to come watch the show with you. Like, I really would.
You.
Yeah, and it's like,
and you're like, but no.
No,
yeah, I was like,
we completely got it.
No, but like. I can't do my content if I'm with a room full of people.
Yeah.
Like,
I get
I
that.
love talking about it with people after the fact and in my DMs and on live, but like I can't focus. Like, I'm already having to like find memes. Like, I'm scrolling Twitter. Like, I have 9,000 tabs open. My computer probably has like 400 viruses because I download from all these sketchy apps to like get that video.
Are you like texting it to yourself?
AirDrop is my biggest savior.
Yeah, dude.
We love
AirDrop is
AirDrop.
the shit.
AirDrop is the best invention.
If you have all mass, yeah.
So good.
But yeah, no, keep going. So like, are you like scrambling? Are you like?
Yeah, so I pre-download a lot of videos just of like memes that I think are funny and that I use a lot and that I see on like, a girl with no job or like those meme accounts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like these are funny in pop culture. Like, and if I see something that's like really relevant, like some of the TikTok challenges or things like that, that would work for it, or that have a potential to work in something that happens. I'm like, okay, I'll download that. If it works, then I'll use it. If it not, I'll save it for the next week.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll watch the like previews that they put out on Instagram. And if like, a big thing happens, like the champagne gate, like I'll try to search my hardest for like champagne memes, like videos having to do with that, like people fighting over champagne, like Real Housewives things. So it just kind of depends like on a week by week basis. And I really never know how my story's going to look until, it happens.
Until it
Right.
happens.
Yeah,
it's
so that's
weird.
why it's scary.
Me from 10 years ago would be like, what? But like right now, I'm like, that's so cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like we do a lot of prep for this show and stuff. People don't know like what goes into these things. They think that you're just posting stories on your IG and stuff. Like, that's why I'm asking these questions, because I see through just the post. Like, I'm like, this is actually like takes work and stuff, and
yeah, it really
preparation.
does. People don't understand.
Right. And like you sitting here saying that you saved memes from last week that you might not have used, like, and you're like pulling memes like beforehand. That's like what I thought you'd be doing. But I'm like, does a person do this? Like, yes, a person does do this. And no, it's good. It's good,
We
man.
do,
It's
and we're
awesome.
tired.
yeah, no. Trust me, man.
Yeah,
We're coming
'cause
from
we
work
get-
today too. All of
Yeah.
us,
And
And
it's like on a Monday, like when I got back from LA, I took a red eye, got in at like 7:30, wanted to cry. I was so tired, like fell asleep at my desk basically, like almost.
Yeah.
And like I'm doing my work, and then I get home, I rest for like 30 minutes. So I'm like, if I don't have like an ounce of sleep, like I'm not gonna be able to do this. And then I wake up and then like have an hour to just like get everything together.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't take that long, but if I have a lot of leftover like memes and videos and stuff, but it is crazy.
do you ever have like a week where you're just like, I'm not going hard this week?
That was me last night and the night before. I was like, like
Same here.
this is gonna be like whatever, and then they end up being like highest viewed nights, like,
Right.
and I'm like,
Well, yeah.
well, shit, should I put more effort in it? But again, like we're talking about like being more authentic and not planning so much has helped me. Cause like I'm just like I'm gonna go with it, and if it's not funny, people don't like it, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Like,
no, you killed it, man. So let's talk a little bit more. So Hannah Ann accepts, they get married, they do the whole.
Well, they get engaged, yeah.
Or they get engaged, the whole thing, and then what really pissed me off about it and how messy it was just the Chris Harrison tease is just freaking annoying to me, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I love Chris Harrison, but that tease is just like he
was-
doesn't even know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, and like to tease us like that the entire season.
The entire season.
I was hoping for a good payoff.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting for them to just be like, yeah, we're still just like dating like regular people.
Yeah, we're dating. Like,
I mean, I'm honestly still surprised, like from night one of this week, how the her Barb crying like bring her home was about Hannah Ann the
Oh my
entire
God.
time.
cannot even.
We had so many other theories where like maybe it's Hannah Brown,
Kelly.
maybe it's Kelly, maybe it's Maddie. Like nope.
what side of it do you guys fall on? Like, do you think we're becoming, hip to those type of tricks where it's like we're not gonna fall for it, or do we always fall for it?
I think it's like we are literally people going to a circus at this point. Like we walk in knowing every season that we're gonna get bamboozled.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, but it is annoying. It's like, are you gonna like? I mean, we watch every week, and you can't keep doing this to us,
Right?
Like,
But
You're hurting us.
can.
You are
Apparently, they can.
they can, and they probably continue to will.
and then
we'll
they just
still
shove another
watch. Yes.
show or two down our throat.
I know. Oh my! All the new shows.
All
I
of them.
cannot.
Are you gonna do? Yeah, are you gonna do any more of your commentary for some of these new ones, or
Well,
are you just gonna be like, "Fuck you guys"?
I kind of want to make it like a new
Probably.
tradition where we have you on for like season finales or like season.
So down?
Yeah,
Let's
cool.
do it.
Yes.
Because
I
it'd be
want
fun.
to do like, I don't know. I don't think for the new ones because I tried to do recaps for Bachelor in Paradise and like that was kind of a fail.
Well,
like,
it gets
really?
aggressive. I feel like
Yeah.
it gets aggressive because like sometimes with Bachelor in Paradise they do like the 2 nights a week and it's like
I can't
3
do that.
hours and
Yeah.
like whatever and you're like, why?
What do you
so I
think
don't do
made it
recaps
fail
for
for
that.
you?
What
do you-
it probably is just like there's so much going on, but like honestly, this past season on Bachelor in Paradise wasn't very entertaining for me. Like
No.
I was just finding myself scrolling through Twitter and like the content that everyone was producing was just like I feel like at one point they were just doing it to talk about it and like to
Yeah.
get attention. It's like
Yeah.
I want to have fun and watch it. Like that's why Bachelor and Bachelorette are so fun, and that's what I'm scared about. Like listen to your heart. The Bachelor thing is gonna be just like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I for me, I love Bachelor in Paradise. Like that's the one that like
do
really.
love that one.
It's just because like by the time like you know everybody and
Yeah.
you kind of have like a year of backstory on everyone's dirt and shit, and then they all like just get into the ring and.
I think it's gonna be helpful for me once I start watching more, so that way like I know more people. 'Cause,
Right,
like,
if you started, you didn't even know the Bachelor people.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like I might.
It'll be way different this
I might
year.
appreciate it more this year once I like have some more to base it off of,
Right.
and like
Yeah, because
once
you'll
I
see a lot of these girls.
Yeah, it's like I had no clue like what everyone's personalities were, and everyone was like in my DMs being like, "Oh, they did this on season 3, episode 7." I'm like, I've never seen that.
That's
So,
her.
like-
That's me too. with it.
Okay, good.
But
Well, you can coach me through it, like because I need the help. Like I
Well,
need to understand.
It's
it.
funny because like they like you would think like adding more of these shows like Bachelor shows like all right great having a Bachelor podcast we have more content to talk about but like honestly it stresses me out because like
stressed.
it's like those are usually like our hiatuses where we could like really just talk about
Have a
anything
life,
and
like,
not talk about
maybe
Bachelor
do something
on a
Monday night.
Yeah, no, now you
Maybe,
gotta
like, grab a drink with friends.
right. Nope,
Yeah.
nope, more Bachelor.
I know.
So
I love like telling dates that I can't hang out. I literally have had dates like text me being like, "Are you free tonight or do you have Bachelor stuff?" And I'm like,
Oh my god, that's crazy. I've never been on a date and it's been 24 years. But it's not like
fun. You've never been on a date?
oh my god, no.
What?
I'm like so just like I'm on the move. Like I'm a working hard influencer.
Yeah.
Like what do you want me to say?
too
I
busy
feel you,
meal
but, like-
prepping and
Ever?
No, I mean it's just crazy.
Have you ever had a crush and it's just like
I mean, yeah, I think we all have. It's just like at one point I'm just like, I don't know. Like I need to work on me a lot first before I can like open myself up to someone.
that's
like
real.
well no
as
I've
I share my life with like all followers on Instagram.
yeah, complete
I need to work
strangers.
on me.
Like, I mean, we
This
sound
woman-
like friends, but we just met today.
I know this woman from Germany is like, I follow you. I'm like, yeah, we're so close.
The whole someone in Germany is gonna really fall in love with you. But no, I think it's interesting because like I do agree with like I'm in the same point too, like wanting to work on myself, but. I do think like dating people and going through those things like kind of like because one day someone is gonna sweep you off your feet and then might play you for a fool because like you don't even know how like the relationship shit works.
Really
Okay,
selling
well,
it.
Yeah, no, you're selling the idea of dating.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just saying.
Woo!
There's a
That's
lot of
why-
fish out there.
That's why we watch The Bachelor and
Right.
seasons like
Yeah.
this, so I can learn like what not to do and like how to
Like
not
maybe
be a
not propose to people you don't love.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
what a concept.
Interesting. No, because this is a dating podcast and we'll like always like talk about our dates and stuff like that. So it's like I'll make sure not
Let's
to
come
ask
back
you.
in like a couple months and then we'll talk about it.
Okay,
I'll
cool,
text
cool.
you guys and I'll be like, hey, like I went on my first date. Like I'm ready to come
No,
on the
we
podcast.
need that content. Like,
No, we do we need the tea.
yeah.
We need the tea.
So
Okay,
Hannah Ann essentially meets up with Peter after like it's pretty much a commercial break, and then you come back with like the next step. The next step is Hannah Ann coming to talk to Peter after a month of not talking and seeing each other.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. It was like off the bat awkward.
So
they knew.
Do we buy that it was a month that they didn't see talk to each other?
What do you guys all right, so now that the show's over, can we talk about like rumors? You look into rumors?
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to talk about it now.
Yeah.
Since, like, I don't love spoilers in general.
Yeah, we
but,
don't.
like,
We try to avoid all spoilers during the
Me too.
season.
Yeah, but now
So,
we can spill all
Now
the
we
tea.
could spill all
Or
the
Yeah.
theories I'm hearing
theorize
now.
and stuff, yeah.
Well, and I'm sure people like are in y'all's DMs as well, like
Yeah.
just like trying to spoil things. I'm
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
I've like been pretty good about telling people not to spoil shit to me. Like anybody who's like a pretty loyal, like all the people who get in my DMs, they usually are people who are like sending me articles of like stuff being like, this is a theory, and I'm like, good.
I also don't read
Yeah.
too hard into them because another theory will trump
Yeah.
that one after.
yeah, and it'll like completely counteract like
right.
what that
all the
one
theories we
said.
thought about, like Barb, about Peter's mom, like out the window.
Out the
like,
fucking
what I'm saying?
window.
Hannah
Literally.
Ann was on the bottom of that list, so
It's insane.
yeah.
Oh my god, wait. So my friend last night was at the show, so she was kind of like giving me a little tea about it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know, it's crazy. And so apparently Madison's mom was sitting in front of, or her family was sitting in front of Peter's family.
Whoa.
Holy
And so,
fuck.
Like apparently, and so like the
So that's why
clips-
she's looking
the
in
clips
that
that you
direction.
see her smiling, like I think she is being snarky to Peter's mom, because like if someone started yelling at me like that or like saying those things about me, like I'm gonna go straight at you. Like
Yeah.
I'm not. I have so much respect the way
I
that
bet
she
you her
handled.
parents are like, rolling their eyes while Barb is talking, and then also being like,
and they have some like Madison and her parents
Yeah.
are like, okay, like
Yeah.
we can't do this right
Yeah.
now, but like so much respect for Madison and like
For
the way
sure.
that she. I mean, because truly, if someone said that to me or like came at me on national television, like, because I feel like I was listening to the Morning Toast this morning. I don't know if you're familiar, but they were talking just about like how, like, if that were to happen, like the way that they would be reacting, like, and how they couldn't hold back. And I was
Right.
like, I mean, yeah, same.
I mean, I just think it's kind of crazy. I mean, we were talking about rumors of what's her name hooking up with Peter.
Kelly.
Yes.
Post Hannah Ann
And like
breakup.
she was there last night.
And she was there. So like
That
For
was
what
what was
reason?
weird.
What was the reason?
well, especially because Chris Harrison was like, "It's good that you're here, Kelly," and I was like, "Why do you say that, Chris?"
Yeah, it almost, because so there was a rumor that they're like currently together, right?
Yes.
And then that, obviously it didn't work out with Hannah Ann, it didn't work out with Madison, so like now he's with Kelly, and she was
Yeah.
just like, but like why was she there? Like, and why did you make it a big deal that she was there?
There's no way that he's dating Kelly right now. That would be friggin' weird. That would make me hate Peter even more
But
if he
I
brought
don't-
his new girlfriend to
The
watch
most
this whole
dramatic
thing.
season. Yeah.
That's not even dramatic. That's just like messy.
Like,
Yeah, it's
well, and it's
psycho.
especially messy because like there wasn't any like definite like answer to like what him and Madison are. They're like, I mean, like we haven't talked much,
Yeah,
but like
it's basically like, oh, we
we
got
love each
sushi one
other.
time. Yeah, I don't buy
I
that
know
they're
like
together.
it's like a hard thing, but
Yeah, I mean, as far as Kelly goes, like being in the crowd and stuff, like I think it was more of a ploy. They knew that they had nothing at the end. You know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
at the end they knew they had nothing, so they're pulling out all their tricks, like all their smoke and mirrors. Kelly
Oh,
was
yeah.
put
All the
and
red hair- all the
spotlighted
red
at the
herrings.
beginning to make you think that she was involved in this like reveal at the end when she probably really wasn't. They probably just brought her back because of all the why wasn't Kelly at the Women Tell All thing
Right.
and stuff like that, which I still don't know what the reason is for that. They should have answered that.
no.
But
They should have answered a lot of things.
Right.
like,
Yeah.
why is no one ever getting proposed? Or, well, they're getting proposed to, but they're not getting married from the show. Like,
essentially we didn't
We're
watch
staying
anything
together.
happen.
I
Like, you know what I'm
know.
saying? They wasted, like, when are we going to realize that, like, time was just wasted? Like, you guys are not even trying.
2 hours.
It wasn't even, like, there was, I'm trying to think of the most,
4 basically.
yeah. I'm trying to think of the most entertaining part of that show. Like, what made me, like, laugh the most?
The Barb cam where she was in the corner
my
and we saw all
It
of
was
her reactions.
Wild.
Oh my god, I
they just
loved
kept it on her the whole time. That's
I
how much they
was
didn't
like-
have. They
I
had
know.
Barb.
They were like, okay, we're gonna just like they're in a room full of like producers. They're like, get this, we're gonna put a camera of Barb and show her live reactions. Oh my god! And also when she was speaking in a different language, and
Well, she
was
said
like,
she asked. I think she asked her husband like, "Ayuda may like say something bad
Yeah.
too."
oh
Like,
yeah,
help
and like
me.
help me, yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
So,
Poor guy. Like,
I know. I feel like Peter's dad is just like a schmuck, and he's just like.
Hey, he seemed like a nice enough guy, like a family man. Like he just has a wife that's like overbearing and
She's so-
manipulative,
yeah.
and like you know,
Like,
and really playing into.
Shrug.
She fell for TV, like you know what I'm saying. Like she wasn't being genuine, and it's just crazy. Like I wonder, do they deserve like the backlash that like they're getting? Like, I know I hate Peter, and I know his mom sucks, but like
He's going all in on Peter.
yeah, I mean he sucked, dude. Like look,
He does suck.
You see the
Didn't know what
side
he
by side
wanted.
picture of like the Bachelor picture of him like fresh and Sprite.
It's so sad he had, and like
The
him at the
scar.
end, he's like scar. Like,
Okay, like they couldn't have somebody like do some. I mean, he lives in fucking L.A.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna get rid of that scar because he's gonna look at it every day and just like realize that's the epitome of his season right
No,
there.
he had so much potential, and
Yeah.
like I know there was like a lot of like people not happy with him that he was chosen. Like I feel like he had a lot of opportunity to prove himself, and like he just like dug himself a hole. And like especially the way it ended, like he really like he put the two girls like like now they are the ones coming out of this strong, and like him and his family are like getting all this shit.
Yeah,
like,
and that's what I liked, and that's what I liked about what Madison said, because she was like, look, I know from your perspective this is your son and you want, like, you're thinking this is all about him. I know it's the Bachelor and he was chosen, but I have a say in this relationship. Like, this is me
Yes.
finding love too.
Yeah.
So it's like, the parents are just like, he's the king, and all this stuff. Like,
I don't see them last after
No,
that.
they won't.
Yeah,
There's
there's
no way.
no way.
There's no way. Like, I mean, Peter's a mama's boy for sure, and so like I just don't see them. Also, like they are too different. Like Peter likes to fuck, Maddie isn't. So, like,
Right, literally.
that's
like,
for sure.
Like it's just not happening. Like it just yeah, I don't.
And like, did
No,
you
he
see
knows.
the-
You're right. That's exactly
Yeah.
the bottom line of why they won't work, is because they're definitely not close to marriage right now. That's
right.
for sure.
And like that's just not his agenda.
yeah,
like right
and
now.
she's not having sex with him. That's for sure.
Did you see the theory that was like talking about like how I mean it's not even a theory, like it's the truth, how like Peter's mom like really wanted someone, like obviously she doesn't want to be in second place anymore, like so she's not gonna pick like a Madison, because I think she knows that like Peter would be head over heels for Madison. But like I feel like there's a like I don't know,
That
she
dynamic there for sure.
Yeah,
a mother like that would be like that. Like,
yeah, and she really picked Madison. I mean Hannah Ann, just because she's like she went full force on her, 'cause she's like like maybe like
I'll still have power over Peter.
yes, and I feel like she
Oh.
could use Hannah Ann as kind of like a little doll of
Yeah,
like
because she's like, oh my, like even like how when she went hard in the paint, being like, my daughter. I'm like, girl.
I
oh
know.
yeah, that was gross, dude. I was
and
like, chill the
also
hell
like
out.
sorry, we just keep going into different.
No, that's
tangents,
fine. That's what we do.
But the 3 hour. Okay, so like when the reason that Barbara was mom about the 3 hours, like I really don't think that like.
That shit.
I do agree that they were
That's
talking
TV
probably.
time.
Yeah, and it's like I mean, yeah, there's producers, you're filming a TV show. What do you want
Yeah,
to say? Of
and
course it's
Madison
gonna
was
be-
like one of the real ones that actually needed to have these conversations. Like, yeah, if this takes 3 hours, I'm going to talk to you for 3 hours.
God
before we go
forbid
see
she
it.
tried to like work out the relationship
Right.
and get married.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe she could have handled it a little differently. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm
Of
saying? She
course,
could have been
yeah.
like, like, I'm so sorry. You
I
have to
think she
understand
could have
this.
apologized
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, she kind of came in and like what we saw, it just looked like maybe 10 minutes or something like that, like what happens and stuff. But
I need to know what happened behind closed doors, because the family is making it sound like she's a monster.
Yeah.
Like,
she's not. She's
like,
not.
And I've seen.
yeah, and I don't think she is
I
either.
can see like where the parents are making their decisions, but they're not smart ones. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
it's clear who's the monster here, and it's Barbara.
Barbara.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking
Barb.
about this like like beautiful girl, like woman who is saving herself for like the right man, and loves your son enough, like where like what was pissing me off is like Peter was talking about like his excuse to Hannah Ann was like, I didn't have time to mourn that relationship. 2 days later, I had to be like, whatever. You didn't care about Maddie when she said that about you having sex with girls and then trying to propose to me. Like, that's my whole point right there. It's like,
That's
you
the tea.
suck, Peter. Dude, you suck. You don't even know how to be a man. You don't even know how to be a human.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
the shit, I guess the shit that he first of all, I would be like red flag up if I'm Hannah Ann and he even mentions Maddie in
Ooh.
my proposal.
Oh
That was
my
that was
God.
what I was getting
Oh,
to.
yeah.
So that was another point. When he said that, I thought that was a Friends moment. Like, I straight
Yeah.
up thought he said like Rachel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but he continued to say it, and I was like,
So-
well, that is even weirder.
Some people are like, at first I thought he like accidentally said
Yeah.
Madison's name.
That's
like,
what
as
I
he's-
thought.
But like, even if it's in the same sentence, like I don't care. Like
No.
that moment is not about the people who were on the show. That moment is about us and like what we have gone through and like where we're gonna be. Like, don't talk. Like, it's basically like telling me about your ex. Like, I don't care if y'all been broken up for like
He
a couple
tried
minutes.
to sneak
but, like-
that out. He tried to get it out. He thought that would be enough because he knew what it's like. All right, so I'm gonna propose to this girl. Everyone's gonna freak out for the fact that like I knew that Madison left and she didn't. So it's like she's not playing with a full deck of cards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or she's
Yeah,
not, it's not
Hannah Ann
there.
wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like. it's just not fair. And she said that to him, and it was like he was like, Madison's gone. You're the only girl left. He probably asked like producers, like, how do I word this to her?
That's like, how scary would it be to be on the other side of this situation and like not knowing how your season's going to get edited? Like, I'm not giving him any credit at all because I think like his colors have truly shown.
Yeah.
But like for the girls, like especially the ones like, I think it was interesting. I was talking to some of the Love is Blind contestants.
And I want to kind of talk about this. A
Yeah,
little
of
bit
course.
Too. Yeah.
And they were saying like, like some people got cut off from the entire show.
Yeah.
Like, completely did not get shown at all. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I've been filming for weeks and like, you're not going to put me on the show.
Especially like if you like maybe like risk stuff with your job or whatever. And then they're like, fuck you.
And same with the Bachelor girls. It's like, some people are quitting their jobs to like go on here and find love and like actually do want to find love. Like, and for you to just like cut out their whole season or like turn them into the enemy.
It.
Like, yeah, it is TV. Yes, we love it. But like, it would just be crazy to be on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, they like really people. I was listening to a podcast about Love is Blind, and people were like just saying like the producers of that show are gonna go to hell. Like it's just like because it's messed up. Like what I'm saying, you're pushing it as like an experiment. You want to see what out there, but like when you see experiment, you see the bad results. Like I want to see like they don't. You probably got a lot more insight about the show, but how did they set up their dates? How long were they talking to each other? Because after 2 days, they're like saying, I love you. And I can understand that. But
I know that was crazy because we were talking to some of them because we went to the.
We're switching it to Love is Blind right now.
Oh, yeah.
Another dating show.
This season's over.
Yeah,
it's canceled.
Over, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we were talking to some of them. We went to the event that was like the finale event. And like I didn't
Wasn't
expect.
it like City Winery?
Yeah, it was so weird. And like we walked
was it a finale event or was that where they shot the finale?
Yeah, it was the finale event. It was just like a watch party.
Okay.
Yes, with an open bar, which was so important.
That's dope.
Yeah,
how do you go to that?
I'm just like really popular.
Really?
I'm an influencer.
Yeah, and I paid $100.
No. Yeah, so I got invited to it, and that was
dope.
great. And then, we were talking to someone, and like they said they spend weeks in the pods and like talk to them like a lot. So like from an outsider's perspective, like I feel like it's important for the show to be like, not just tell us it's like day 4. Like, don't say it's day 4 when they've actually been in there for weeks and like they've been talking.
They've been in there for weeks?
Or I don't know if it's like weeks, so I don't want to like put any false information.
Because it's the like, whole experiment is supposed to be like 32 days or 29 days or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think it's just like, well, yeah. So it may not be like necessarily weeks, but I know like the amount of hours that they spent in the pod were like crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
like they're in there for like 13 hours.
Well, and they have like no access to anything similar to The Bachelor. They have no access to anything, so it's like, what else? Can
they'll make it even like look like it was only like 20 minutes or an hour. They were just talking to each other.
Yeah. So like throughout like the whole weeks of the experiment, like they are in those pods for like hours and hours and hours and like
crazy.
I know, like I mean, now I understand like it's easy for you to make a connection with someone because like what else are you gonna do?
Literally, what else are
twiddle
you
your
doing?
thumb? Like,
Right.
Yeah. What else are you doing?
You're really gonna get deep into those things, but it was really interesting seeing some of the couples like together. And
Right. What was the
interacting.
most like revealing part about meeting any of those people or seeing the whole thing?
I don't know. They really did seem like pretty genuine, like like just normal people. Like
who was still like around?
So pretty much everyone was there except for Jessica.
Well, because she lives in LA now.
I know she's like.
I think she thought she was gonna be able to like spin this off into like a career for her.
Yeah,
and
she's
then,
probably
like,
scared of the backlash she'd get if she came to the event, like and get like all the bad press.
Yeah, she's the Barb of that show.
No, literally.
Right.
I know, it's crazy, but it was really good. I definitely preferred, like, I love The Bachelor, like, first and foremost, but Love is Blind was like a good opportunity to like have a little
Switch it
spin-off,
up.
like. Fun,
that's why I watch
content.
these shows, man, because like I call them human experiments.
They
Like,
are.
it's like social experiments
It's
where you kind of
crazy.
see like people put into a situation. That's what makes me mad about when they keep like details away from you about it and try to push it off like it's like like we're showing you everything. That's annoying part about Bachelor in Paradise. Like, it's like, now here we are at week 6. It's like, bitch, this is like actually like only like day 8, like day 9. Like, this is a 2-week thing.
We are putting more time into watching these as
Than
they
they
actually.
are.
Then
You're
they
right.
are, yeah.
It's like, this is actually week 6 for me. Like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And you
Yeah,
get
where's
so
our
mad.
check, ABC?
That's probably why they get so upset about the edits. It's like because like we get so invested in these like storylines and shit, and they're like, that was just like a like a day thing. For
I know.
Me.
It's like that was like 30 seconds of my day. Like,
Right.
You didn't see the other hour-long conversation I had making up for that.
Yeah.
I'd seen you had went up to try to take a picture of one of the Love Is Blind people, and they kind of gave you some like weird. You're like, what are you, Kim Kardashian?
I know. And so like,
Which
I
one
get
was it?
Like they were like busy. What is his name?
The one that dated
Damien.
The one that dated the
Okay,
Brazilian
Damien
girl.
I hear is like kind of like a jerk.
Well, I mean, yeah. After he did that to me, apparently. So like I was like, whatever, like I get it, like you might be busy, like because there was press there, so they were doing like some stuff. And
Yeah.
Is he still cool with the girl that he denied?
Yeah, him and Gigi are.
they're dating.
Have you
What?
Watched, have
Yeah.
you watched the?
Oh, I haven't
reunion?
seen. I haven't seen the reunion.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't
Like
care.
we went out, like, so what was annoying about the situation, which like not a lot of people saw on the Instagram, is like I was taking photos for him and a group of girls like seconds before that, and like a lot of my good like Atlanta girlfriends like who were also at the event who do like social media as well too. And like, so I've been taking pictures, like working the angles, like literally being like that friend who's being like there for you.
We appreciate.
And so like
you.
he sees me like working hard, like I'm exhausted. Like it was basically a workout. And then he's like, make it quick when I asked for a picture. I'm like,
Make it quick is such the douchiest
I
thing
know,
to
I'm
say
like,
to someone.
I'm getting a selfie. Like I'm not trying to like
even if
interview
like
you
you
for a
do
book.
have to be somewhere, you could easily say like, hey, like I gotta get going to whatever, but I'll do this. quick.
Dude,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
not
it's-
even like a month ago, no one wanted to get a picture with you, bro. And
I
now,
know.
like, someone just wants to get a picture with you and
Now
treat
you
them
think
like
you're
shit.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
Point blank. proven.
Well, I'm definitely a little. And another funny thing from your story was like it was a clip of Wendy Williams like talking to her crowd like clap if you care.
Oh my
And like
God,
when
yes.
Claire came out, it really was like that. It's very forgettable. Honestly, I think the time went over, so my recording stopped
it
at
did.
10
It
o'clock.
went to like
Yeah.
10:04.
So I didn't see what happened after that.
It was so frustrating. So my friend who was there at the taping also said the energy was super low when she walked in.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, 'cause,
Everyone.
yeah.
Well, it died. I feel like it died after like the whole Maddie, Peter, Barbara situation. Like everyone's like, okay.
Did you just feel like it cut off? Like,
Yeah.
Like it just felt like they were like, all right, bye. And then they're like,
Yeah.
Claire. And, they're like,
Yeah.
and then like I did the meme that was like, clap if you care. Cause like if I was in the audience, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's how
great.
I felt watching it. I was
Soft
like,
clap.
it
like,
felt very like
how are we supposed to be
ceremonious.
excited
Yeah.
about a new Bachelor season? And also the interesting thing about Claire is like I love the fact that she's 38, and like I was hoping that would bring in like a different dynamic of guys,
Yeah.
but it looks like all of them are like there's one that's 23. I'm like,
Yeah,
and
well,
you know, no like age shaming, but like
they're doing that because of Love Is Blind. Now they're
Yeah.
going to take cues from Love Is Blind. I'm telling you, watch like you're going to get all those things because Love Is Blind was successful, and they're going to come
Yeah.
back. You know, and they're probably like, holy shit, like we put so much into these shows and shit, and Love Is Blind bought like 2 hallways and like filmed them for 30 days.
2 hallways.
Yeah, in Atlanta, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's perfect like setup right there that they figured out a good formula. And honestly, it could give Bachelor a run for its money. You know, being on Netflix and being available. There's dropping shows like weekly, like, you know, like it's not like you're getting them all at once.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the boys for her season already, like they already have like Tyler C's friend /
Oh, I saw
roommate
that.
Matt. So I'm like plant, and then they have
Literally.
like they actually have like this model / influencer that I know of. His name's Dale Moss, who like I followed because he was on a podcast like that I listened to like 2 years ago, and I thought he was hot, and so like I followed him, and I'm like, oh, you're going in the Bachelor? Like this seems like a weird move for you, like,
Yeah.
it's like
Well,
it's like, or is your money well drying up? Like, what do you need? Like, what's going on?
Did you see the Bachelor Winter Games?
No, I haven't gotten like I've never watched.
I mean, it was 2 years
either.
ago. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Claire, that was, I don't know if she was on Bachelor in Paradise after that, but
She was on Bachelor in Paradise like years before that. She was on seasons 1 and 2 of Bachelor in Paradise. She was on Juan Pablo's season of Bachelor.
God, you're such a pro. Like
Yeah.
I literally wish I had as much knowledge as you did.
I mean, there's even more before that. Like,
I know,
you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
literally-
Like, she has like only like this much. Like, it's like,
yeah,
there's seasons.
I've only been watching it for this. Now this sounds ridiculous. I've only been watching it for probably like 8 years.
Oh my gosh, that's
Oh.
crazy.
But like, there's been people who have been watching it like since season 1.
Yeah, mine started with the Chris Soul season, which I believe was the year
Was that 2016?
I think so. But yeah,
I was like, I started in like 2011.
was that only 2016? What the hell? That's crazy.
Was I right? Did I guess right?
I don't think you did. But
No, I don't think I did either.
I mean, they won't start at May 2015.
Okay.
Um, but he came on The Bachelorette on Andy Dorfman's season.
Andy is from Atlanta.
So technically he started. So I started watching in 2015. So now here, 5 years later, I got this podcast. That's kind of weird, right?
Crazy.
What could happen in 5 years?
Like,
you could be the host of Love Is Blind because
I know.
Nick Lachey was a terrible one.
Like next year, I'm Chris Harrison. Like, I mean, that would also be.
I would
ideal.
prefer you as a Love Is Blind host over Nick Lachey and
Nick Lachey
the
and
other
Vanessa
Oh my
Lachey?
god, Nick Lachey is so random. It's
No,
like,
there's
who
so-
are we gonna cast? Nick Lachey. Like,
Yeah.
And
what?
also,
Obviously.
like, Vanessa Lachey was like, I'm never speechless. And I am. I'm like, bitch, you're talking.
Literally.
Yeah, too much for me.
So yeah, I mean, it'll be fun now that we've all become friends and to continue watching all this
All
Bachelor-related
the
Nation
shit
stuff
that
together.
they're just
We
filling
need
up
to start
our-
a group text.
Right, we definitely need
Yes.
to. That'd
Yeah.
be great. Do we got anything else to talk about when it comes to Bachelor and the end of this?
Do you have any other last thoughts, impressions?
I'm just really excited for a fresh start. I'm very looking forward to how this next season will like begin.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully less about like, I feel like it will be different like with the guys, like, you know, obviously like some of them probably want to be Instagram like thirst monsters, but like some
Yeah.
of them may not be. Like, so like I'm hoping for more genuine connections. I hope Claire, I think she's gonna know like what she wants more.
Yeah, I would hope so. This is like her 5th franchise show that she's been on. So
Like, how is she not exhausted?
I honestly, well, she got engaged on. That's why I brought up Winter Games. Is she was previously engaged with somebody.
Oh, wow.
A Canadian actually.
Such
He
a
was on
cutie.
like the Canadian Bachelorette or Bachelor or something like that. But so she has already been like engaged on the franchise,
Yeah.
and I don't know, like she is kind of immature. I mean, she kind of puts herself out there to be like mature and all that stuff, but I wouldn't put her past her like to really like, you know, go for like the younger guys and stuff.
I just kind of want him to. I want her to like kind of tear him apart. Like
I think she will. I
That's,
think
like,
she's gonna be
kinda
like
what
a
I
pro.
want.
Here for it.
Yeah, I think she's gonna come in like a pro.
After having like such a like little like no backbone Peter, I want like someone who is gonna
Yes, we
stand
need
up.
to lay it down the law and say like what you want. Like,
Yeah.
don't just keep playing these games where you like I like you, but like, oh, you cried, I like you more.
Right.
Like,
Like even if she is like kind of villainous in that, like I'd rather be an upfront villain than like this like shady like woe is me, I just love too many people at once.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Like, there's one thing that I wanted to kind of like put out there because, like, you know, I know Maddie is great, but do you think like Peter's infatuation was like towards like the end was because like he
Wanted
didn't
to
have sex
conquer
with her?
I don't know. So, like, what's the full question
Well,
again?
because
Sorry.
all right, I don't expect you to be able to really relate because you haven't been on a date. But
Shade.
sorry, I didn't mean to bring that back.
You wouldn't know. You haven't been on
No, but the reason why is because I say that because there are times where like do you feel infatuated with someone because you like the chase or because you haven't like, achieved it yet?
And
or
I think that's like a lot of like I do think that he was probably like saw it as this, you know, like, oh, like I want to be that person for her and like I want to do this for her, and like I think that she saw how like, you know, she was like a good person and like he could be a good person, he's just not being a good person.
Yeah.
So like I think that he definitely probably was like wanting to see it work, but like at the end of the day that's just not his agenda. Like he's
You're right.
not gonna be. And like when his family came on and like his brother was like talking shit about him, like he's like, you like to party, you like to do all these things,
I
like
know.
His brother was
I
more
love
mature
this-
about it than him.
I loved that his brother's like you like, you know, like when you go out to the club and like you like doing different stuff on the weekend.
Yeah, he likes to
He
party.
was like,
I'm like,
you're
you
gonna
like
be
to have
at the
sex.
bar when she's like on the way to church, and like I was like, oh my god, like,
and that's what I think. Like Peter liked the idea of being the bachelor over actually looking for love. Like, you know, that's he's gonna be fine. Except he just got a
drank the
bad.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, he fucked up.
I mean, yeah, he talked about the process the entire season. That's all he emphasized. Like he was in love with the process more than like. the
So at
girls.
least Ari, his bounce back was he went for the girl he actually liked, and he has now a family, a beautiful family with her and stuff like that. Well, you would disagree, but
Yeah, I think their baby's ugly.
yeah, but it's a baby. It can't
babies
control his
aren't
face.
pretty. Like, I'm so sorry, they look like aliens. Like,
They do.
They do, but it's funny. But yeah, no, you know, at least, you know, he went for it, and he, you know, he's actually he looked for love and he found it. You know, Peter wasn't looking for love and he didn't find it, and he honestly, I feel like his redemption now is going to be very similar to like Blake from Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh yeah.
Because like, you know, Blake had like, you know, he's kind of ducked down under like, but people won't forget, you know what I'm saying?
They never forget.
They don't forget. And that you were a douchebag. And it's hard to recover from that shit.
I love you coming for Peter so much.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only thing that could possibly save him is if they brought him back for Bachelor in Paradise.
I can't watch. I mean, that'd be good, but...
Well, that would be so messy because you know so many girls from his season are gonna be there, and
That-
they'll like bring him
Ooh, that's
down,
interesting.
and they'll bring him down like, you know, in our eyes week 3 and like or week 4 like towards the end, and so like they'll bring him down and like the girls be like, what, Peter, and then like it'll be a whole thing.
Yeah, that's why I think they would bring him.
Wow, maybe we should get in touch with the
And maybe
with
he
the
gets a second
producers of
stab.
ABC, like, hey guys, so we've got this great idea.
No,
idea.
I'm sure they've already thought
Again, no
about
one
it.
steal the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if?
What would you have
if?
thought about a second Hannah Ann Bachelorette or Hannah Brown?
Brown, Jesus, who's Hannah's?
I think she had her chance, and like
agree.
I think we're good.
She messed it up too. I feel
Yeah,
like.
like I wish her nothing but respect. Like Alabama girl, like gotta stick together with our Southern roots. But like,
Yes.
you had your chance on The Bachelor, and you know, like happy for you, like that you're good.
Yeah.
Like you'll find love somewhere else. Like,
Figure it out. Maybe
yeah.
with Peter.
I mean, you had Tyler C as an option, and like you didn't pick it. Like it's your fault. Like
Yeah.
you picked Jed. Like there's some issues
Disgusting.
we need to talk about
Yeah.
Yeah.
before you
Honestly-
go on another dating show.
honestly, Hannah Ann is not as bad as Peter, like in my eyes,
Brown.
or Hannah Brown.
We're both getting it so hard.
I know.
God, I
I was doing
can't
that
do
last
this.
night on my live because
Yeah.
I just like kept talking about them like back and forth. Because when they dropped Hannah B's name in there just so casually,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so weird.
I wish they talked about that a little more. I wish like Hannah
I
B
know.
can talk about that a little bit. Well, what are you guys talking about? What do you
She-
mean you saw Hannah Brown
She
and trying to
posted
figure
a
that out?
shady thing today on Instagram. It
She's
was really
like
great.
she is like shady. Like she
What does she
doesn't hold
do?
back.
Well, she's a
I don't
bully.
know what she posted, but it was really great. I mean, I like probably need to find it. But everyone, that's what I love about like the age that we live in is just because like people are able to post like this petty content like the day after, you
Yeah.
know, like their season is like wrapping up. Then they're like, okay, I have all these Instagrams and all these captions ready to go.
Well, especially because like they either already knew stuff or whatever, so like they're able to be like, all right, here we go.
She said, this photo. For those who can't see,
She's
it,
looking
it's just
hot.
a photo with her in a hat looking into the distance of the sunlight.
It's like
She
me.
said, I choose sun over shade.
Ooh.
So while being shady, she says that I
Yeah,
choose sun.
literally.
I love that for
That's
her.
so shady.
I love that for her. Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Yeah, and then also Hannah Ann said it's her in like this pilot gear. Wow, I should be like a narrator.
Yeah.
She said flying solo, no turbulence accepted, period.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, Peter's getting
Period
it right
on
now.
I know.
Holy cow.
Really scary.
Actually, I think they should make his brother the next Bachelor. But
I'm not doing the family again.
You're done to cancel.
I'm done.
They're
Yeah.
over. We're no.
All right.
Barb
Well,
needs to go back into her hole.
yeah. Let's put that family to rest and move on to our slapper of the week. All right, guys. Our slapper of the week this week. I'm not gonna lie. Just like last week with our slapper, I heard it and I couldn't stop listening to it, and that's how you know it's an absolute slapper.
Love that.
Because have you guys ever heard of Shoffy?
No.
Kind of sounds like Shashi, my real name. But Shoffy, he puts out a lot of good songs. Pretty much every time he puts out a song, I like it. And he had collaborated with Sabrina Carpenter on this one. If you guys don't know her, she played the girl version of Sean Hunter on Girl Meets World. I didn't watch Girl Meets World, but that's the way I would describe it. I watched Boy Meets World, so not that I hate it. It's just like I felt like it was for a different audience by the time that show came on. But I do have respect for it because it does continue the story of Corey Matthews. So with that being said, Shoffy, this song is called Tricky, and it's a fun bop. You're gonna like it off the bat. It starts off with an acapella and vocoder and stuff, and just like it's fun. Let's get into it without further ado. Our slapper of the week is Tricky by Shoffy featuring Sabrina Carpenter. Let's go.
Oh, it's tricky.
Slapper of the week.
This song slaps.
But I know
Slapper.
Let's go.
Yeah, Slapper of the Week, Tricky by Shoffy, featuring Sabrina Carpenter.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's
Say
hard.
that 3 times fast.
Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah, guys, check out that song. It's a slapper. I know you guys liked it. V, do you have any shout outs this week?
Well, I wanted to shout out my friend Janelle Kogan because she was the one who took me to the Anna Glazer show, and also we just hadn't seen each other in a while. So
Okay.
it was great. And then obviously my shout out is gonna lead into our shout out.
Okay.
Into the Back to the Pod Girls.
Oh, back to the Pod Curls. Oh, that was something we did this past weekend. We went and recorded. Our friend does a podcast. Our friends do a podcast about. It's called Back To, and right now they're going through all the seasons of 90210.
Beverly
Wow.
Hills.
The original
Like
season.
the OG.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like their tradition for their podcast is at the season finale of their show they have us on as their guest.
Oh.
So we end up watching.
I literally just watched the finale, so I have like no context.
Right, so like
it's
we watch an episode out of context and then we go in and talk about it with them and stuff, and we go off on tangents. I think we make it fun. So,
But their episode just dropped this week, so
yeah,
listen
definitely
to it.
check it out. What is it? Episode 50?
Yeah.
I think it's episode 50.
Yeah.
So they're
Look at
halfway
us.
to 100. That's awesome.
That
We
is
just
dope.
celebrated our 100th episode, so we know how that goes. So yeah, I
there,
wanted
done that.
my shout out was actually to them, Caitlin, Ariel, and Mary. Beep beep.
I was waiting for the sound effects.
Yeah.
I knew we had them coming.
And then I wanted to give a shout out to one of our compadres, a co-host we've had on here, Solomon. He ended up leaving the company to go work over at Coca-Cola now. So he just started his first week. Want to say congratulations,
congrats,
homie. But we
homie.
miss you. But you'll be back on the show soon.
Plus,
So
like, hook me up with some Coke Zero.
yeah, you got Coke? Let's go. And then
Jesus.
hey, that's what they call it. I didn't make it up. But yeah, so and then I also just wanted to say shout out to Tristan,
Yeah,
man. Shout out to
Avi.
you, dude. Thank you so much for
I'm so happy to be here.
yeah,
Thank
man.
you
And I
for
hope we
letting
can
me.
make this like a tradition too, to do like the season finale here. I
I'm
think you're a
here.
great commenter, and
And if I live in LA at some point, like you guys will just have to fly there, or I'll fly
exactly
here.
Yeah, no, that's
fuck
definitely
yeah, we'll
happening.
fly to you.
I just have to get my mask, you know.
Yes.
Hopefully that's all over by that
Get
point.
your
have-
designer mask.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Do you have a shout out?
I mean, I don't know, like my great friends and like my mom who like watches, like apparently my mom's friends will like come up to her, or like, you know, people she works with, she'll be like, I saw your son's Instagram story. So like
Wow.
shout out to my mom for
Yeah.
like just
Shout out to all of our moms
We
too.
love moms.
Yeah,
For
moms.
being-
I know exactly what you're
thank
talking
you for
about.
not being a barb and supporting everything that I do.
Hey, man, actually, I'm gonna give a round of applause for that statement.
Thank you.
Our mom's not being barbs. Oh well, dude, Tristan, where can people find you
You
online?
can follow me at Tristan_Watson on Instagram.
Cool.
My TikTok is trist.wa. It's like a really weird. It's because I don't want people to find it, so don't follow me there. But Instagram's like where I'm at all times.
Hell yeah.
Mainly on the stories.
You guys definitely need to follow him.
Give him a follow.
I'm a huge fan of his content. I think you will be too.
I
So
love
go
you
check him
guys.
out.
Yeah, if you
we
love a
you
good
too,
laugh.
man. Right back
if you
at
don't like laughing, then I guess don't do it.
Yeah,
But
and
fuck it.
definitely
leave.
don't unfollow him after following him, because he will
He'll
know.
know.
I will know. And I keep a list of who unfollows me.
Do you have like a spreadsheet?
Yeah,
Like,
like, no, I really do. Like, if you ever come back to me, like, try and ask for a favor, and I'm like, well, you did unfollow
You're like,
me on March
actually-
23rd, 2016, so
At
gotcha,
7
bitch.
p.m.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
so
Well,
he's like,
yeah. Well, this I know. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, I gotta make a shit list now.
You
I'll
have-
start it
it's
off.
so
Number one,
important.
Veronica. Just joking. Just joking. Anyways,
play the fatality thing, because that's how you'll be.
aw.
Oh, no. No.
Anyways, well, this weekend should be a fun one for all of us. You guys getting into anything fun? You sticking around?
I was supposed to go to Nashville, but like I'm out of energy. Like from
Jet
The Bachelor
setter.
in LA, I'm just like I'm gonna sit in my bed. Actually, I'll probably go get some sushi on Friday,
Nice.
and then just kind of chill,
Well,
That's nice.
and then get drunk probably because I will not stick to that.
Yeah.
I'll go out.
well, you just met some new party buddies, so we're gonna be getting lit, and hopefully you'll find each other during the weekend. But
Yes.
we'll definitely have you back again, Tristan, and
that.
you know, you guys will be seeing him around, man. He's kind of a big deal, even though he says he isn't. So,
Oh my god.
If you're on the show, though, you're kind of a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, this has been Future Bachelor, episode 103.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
We're
Legit.
cruising through the hundreds now. So, all right, guys. Well, we love you. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
I'm Tristan.
Yes.
Hey.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening, y'all. Deuces.
Bye.
Future Bachelor Podcast.